if you know the depth of a mother's love and the depth of a father's love, you'll know that those odds could be 3%. And they will still feed the baby and take care of the baby and keep the baby alive as long as they can. Do you get what I'm saying? Tell me if you get what I'm saying. And I'm making this analogy because in business, you have a lot of black business babies out here, black baby businesses that literally have a 20% chance to live. See, what you got to understand is that almost every single black owned business, including this one, starts off with about a 20% chance of survival. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that the failure rate of black owned businesses after 5 years is like 80%? 80% of black owned businesses die within 5 years. So almost all of them are like babies being born in the preemie section of the hospital where they're on incubators and shit. So basically, the question of whether or not these babies get a chance to live is can you love a black owned business or love your dream as much as a mother loves her child? Are you able to commit so deeply that you're willing to go down with the ship? Are you ready to just hold on for dear life and do whatever you can all the way to the very end, just like those people that were playing the flute or whatever the violin on the Titanic or what a flute's like this. My wife played the flute on the Titanic. They were going down with the ship. Are you willing to do that? Because that's really what it takes. Actually, that's really what it takes. You have to be that committed to what you're doing. You have to believe in what you're doing. And what happens a lot of times is a lot of things die because we don't believe in ourselves. We don't believe in each other. And then there's this crisis of confidence and the crisis of faith. And one thing about investing is that none of us invest in things we don't believe in. So what I'm saying, circling back to Michael, here's the issue. Michael's gonna have a hard time because a lot of people don't believe in his league anymore. Um, I think that that crisis of confidence, where athletes may not believe in him as much as they should, investors may not believe as much as they should. No investor wants to throw money at something that looks like it's going to possibly die. I think some of that could have been avoided by a more conservative, scaled down approach that protected the credibility before you were expanding to oblivion. I think the massive, rapid expansion of the league, meaning like we're going to conquer the world in 30 days or less. I feel like that might have been a little bit too ambitious, and so some little things that he could have done. Again, I'm armchair quarterback in here. I'm not criticizing. I'm just throwing these ideas out here, and also I'm sharing this as a perspective that will help all of you as you start your businesses. One, I think he could have paid the athletes less money. I don't think you have to promise them $100,000. That sounds really good on an ad, but it doesn't. But in real life, that's like real money. Also, I think the events, maybe smaller scale events, like maybe some stuff in some regional events or something in smaller complexes, and we're going to charge as much money. A smaller staff would have helped, right? Smaller staff, lower paid. Like, look, hey, we'll get maybe you give them shares of stock, you give them equity. This is what a lot of small businesses do in the beginning. They bootstrap and they give equity instead of actually promising money. When I first started my business, I literally didn't have the money that I needed to do what I wanted to do. So I would make IOUs or do trades and barters with people, where I would say, "Hey, look, I know what you're worth. I can't pay you that, but I can. This is how much I can guarantee, and then the rest we can put on the tab. And because you know me, and you know I'm going to follow through, you know I pay back everyone I owe money to, then you'll know that you have this IOU. And as soon as I'm good, I promise I'm gonna take care of you." That's the kind of stuff you sometimes have to do. That's what keeps your business alive, and that's what keeps you moving forward without things falling apart. I think diversified revenue streams. I would literally, I don't know if they have this person, but I would say all of you, if you start a business, I would encourage them to have like just literally like a chief monetization officer.